An important aspect of men's style that I think most guys overlook is the color combinations of our outfits and how each piece interacts with the other. While the proper fit of our clothes is important, understanding colors is a little bit more nuanced. I know, it can be confusing and even frustrating to keep up with, but this video aims to guide you through the fundamentals of understanding basic color theory and its significance in the world of personal style. But before we get into all that, welcome. I'm Chandler, this is Gentleman's Flair, and you know what happens next. To understand the subject of color, we must first start with the fundamental color wheel. Invented by Sir Isaac Newton, the color wheel was first introduced in his book titled Optics, which was published in 1704. The wheel is a representation of colors arranged in a circle, based on his experiments with light and prisms. Newton first identified 7 colors, however, this was just the foundation, and later variations would expand to 12 colors by adding intermediate hues. But more on terms like that here in a bit. Newton's work laid the foundation for modern color theory and the understanding of how colors relate to one another. Understanding the basic 12-color wheel can give us the tools to create a perfectly balanced and classy-looking outfit. The wheel is divided into primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, which form the basis of what we call color theory. Let's begin by breaking down the various portions of the wheel itself. Primary colors, consisting of red, yellow, and blue, are considered the basis from which all other colors originate. All additional colors that we know of are mixed from primary colors. As a result, we cannot mix any other colors to form the 3 primary colors. They just are what they are. Secondary colors are created by mixing 2 primary colors. For example, yellow and blue combine to form green. These colors appear between the primary colors on the color wheel. The colors in between the primary and secondary colors on the wheel are called tertiary colors. These colors are created by mixing a primary color with a secondary color. For example, when you mix red with purple, you get the tertiary color magenta. Up to this point, we have depicted the color wheel as consisting of 12 distinct colors, but try to understand that this representation oversimplifies the full range of achievable colors. In reality, the wheel appears something like this. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. You may have noticed that black and white are excluded from the color wheel. This is because they are not technically considered colors. Instead, they are found on a different scale known as the grayscale. By mixing various amounts of black and white, you can create a wide variety of shades and tints. And if you don't know what any of those terms mean, don't worry. That brings us to the next portion of this video. Let's continue with our exploration of the 12 colors on the color wheel by defining some key terms that are necessary for understanding the qualities of color. Hue can be a lot more confusing than it actually is. It is just color in and of itself. For example, a standard 12-color wheel has 12 hues. Even if we were to look at the more complex version of this same wheel and pick a random single color from it, whatever that color is would also be its hue. Look, don't overthink it. A hue is simply a single color on the color wheel spectrum. For instance, the hue of blue is just blue, and the hue of magenta is magenta. It's that simple. When white is added to any color, it becomes a lighter tint and less intense version of that color. Similarly, adding black to any color produces a darker shade of that color. This difference in lightness and darkness is referred to as a color's value. Mixing pure gray with any color results in what is known as a tone, which you might already be familiar with. So we've established that tints, shades, and tones are less intense than their respective color hues. And again, hues are considered the true colors on the color wheel. Remember, black, white, and gray are not located on the wheel at all. Therefore, they must be added separately to create tints, shades, and tones. The level of intensity for a color is known as its saturation. A color is desaturated if it appears more dull and grayed out, and more saturated if it appears brighter and more vibrant. Color temperature is the perceived warmth of a color. Red and yellow are considered warm, while blue is considered cool. The warmth of each color can vary as we move around the color wheel. For instance, a warmer red would contain more yellow, while a cooler red would contain more blue. The results of mixing warm and cool colors can vary. For instance, green, which is a combination of blue and yellow, is considered a cool color, while purple, a combination of red and blue, is thought of as a warm color. It's important to note that all colors can appear warmer or cooler depending on how much red, yellow, or blue they contain. Look, I know it's a lot to digest, but so long as you remember that red and yellow are warm and blue is cool, everything else should fall into place. Okay, so we've introduced the color wheel and explained key terminology. Now we can explore how it serves as a tool for dressing well. Let's quickly showcase how we utilize this tool to create color combinations that work well together. To do this, we'll need to introduce the best known types of palettes. The monochromatic palette is a straightforward option that takes a single color from the wheel and applies tints, shades, and tones to create different outfit possibilities. When in doubt, I don't think you can ever go wrong with a monochromatic palette. Complementary colors are located directly across from one another on the color wheel and have the most contrast because of their distance from each other on the wheel. These colors look great when paired together and work well to provide balance when putting together different outfits. Similar to complementary colors, the split complementary palette starts with a single color from the wheel and its two direct analogs of that color's complement. I know what you're thinking. What? Here's another example. Red, orange, and yellow, orange are the split complementary of the primary color, blue. Split complementary colors allow for the same contrast level as complementary colors, but provide more variety. In my opinion, one of the most attractive palettes is the analogous color combination, which consists of 2 to 4 adjacent colors on the color wheel. My personal favorites are blue and green. Of course, when using colors in our outfits, it's important to consider our complexions. You know, the subject of dressing for your skin tone deserves its very own separate video, and I'll be sure to provide that as soon as I can. But for now, just know that neutral colors are a safe bet for any man, regardless of skin tone. But this doesn't change the fact that wearing the right colors to complement your complexion can be a powerful way to enhance your overall look. I actually already have a video that serves as a guide to wearing neutral colors, and I've included a link to it below if you want to check it out. Understanding the color wheel can help you to create a cohesive and stylish wardrobe. Take the time to experiment with different color combinations and find what works best for you. By equipping yourself with knowledge of the color wheel, you'll be able to look and feel your best for any occasion. I hope that this video has helped to inspire you and bring to your attention the power of color in menswear. Until next time, gentlemen, stay stylish and stay blessed.